At this time, it looks like there may be a gigantic schism within the radical left within Venezuela. Now, a group of left-wing Venezuelan parties met this week to discuss forming a new political platform, one that was possible to be put up against the PSUV. That's the party that Nicolas Maduro is the head of. In other words, other leftist parties are discussing the possibilities of running against the Popular Socialist Party in the country. Now, it's very specifically what they said is this: we are discussing a program of joint struggle. Now, they haven't 100% confirmed that they're going to be running against the Popular Socialist Party, running against Nicolas Maduro, but this certainly does look that way if they're putting together their own political platform that is independent of what the leftist government has now. It certainly seems to suggest that they might be doing so, or at the very least investigating the possibilities of doing this. And to a large degree, I can't really blame them. Right now, Venezuela is suffering some of the worst acts of imperialism that they've had since the beginning of the Bolivarian Revolution. A lot of these leftist groups are frankly really getting tired of the bourgeois legalism that Venezuela has been pushing through. They want to do everything by a codified law. They want to do everything by a very bourgeois legal democratic standard. Even if they do rewrite the Constitution in a way that is more beneficial for the people, they're still relying on a very liberal bourgeois democratic reform. Because you have to remember that the Popular Socialist Party came into power by a popular vote, not by a revolution which promised to completely overthrow the entire order. They promised to make things better for the people. Now, that's not to say that they haven't done that. They have done absolutely astounding in that degree. They have created over 1 million homes for people. They have raised the average income of the average Venezuelan. They've done a lot in terms of promoting equality within the country and a modicum of social and economic justice. But when you limit yourself to these kinds of social democratic reforms, you're limiting yourself. And you're leaving yourself open for a lot of the sabotage work that can come from U.S. imperialism and other countries as well. And not having a strict dictatorial control over the currency in the country, which is one example, and not having it over big businesses is another weakness they have, because they are still allowing a good portion of the bourgeoisie to continue carrying out their actions. Venezuela likes to take over companies which produce, physical commodities, which is good, don't get me wrong. But the problem is they usually stop there. They don't tend to take on too radically the financial aristocracy within the company. They'll go after U.S. companies or foreign-owned companies because that's relatively easy. It's a lot easier to go after a foreign company than it is a domestically owned one. But the problem is they're very much limiting themselves to a bourgeois liberal democratic reform, which is limiting what they can actually do in terms of a revolution. And I think this discussion about forming their own platform may be a move by these forces to try to break away from the alliance they've had with the Popular Socialist Party and take things in a more radical direction. Now, as much as I would really like to see things go in a much more radical direction, breaking from the Popular Socialist Party at this time could be very, very dangerous. I think the ideal solution in this case is to have Nicolas Maduro and the Popular Socialist Party just go much, much more into a radical left platform, one that doesn't have respect for the bourgeois legal apparatus, which is tremendously holding the country back right now. We're learning the lesson. Venezuela is learning the lesson that it is not about reform. It is about revolution. And only revolution can bring about real change and real emancipation.
Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.